Hi guys, I'm Julie Kindinger. I'm the TV and film teacher here at Fort Hays. I'm super excited that you guys have all enrolled in the class, and I can't wait to get the chance to meet everyone next year. I'm quickly going to go through a lot of different things about the class, and in order to not bore everybody, I have posted all of the documents we're going to go over briefly today on a Google site that I'll be sharing out with everybody. So I encourage you to take some time and spin around that site. When you go to that site, one of the first things you're going to see is a sample syllabus. This is important for me to show you because the sample syllabus is a good way for you to see everything about the class. So with this, because this is a college level class, I have outlined every expectation by the state of Ohio that we're expected to learn. So that way, when we're going through different projects, you'll be able to understand, oh, we're learning about graphic design because that directly aligns with this specific outcome by the state of Ohio. So with that, I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can see it's everything from professionalism, how to dress, how to look, how to speak, law and ethics, financial management, all of those things. And then we get into the elements and theories of art and design. We talk about writing and how to write for different markets. Then we talk about audio and sound. We talk about lighting, photography, videography, editing, and then content management with scanning and graphics and animation. And all of our courses have very similar layouts to the expectations from the state of Ohio. So that really allows us to have a lot of creativity and really dive in deep. In addition to all of the standards put out by the state, our main goal is for everyone in this class to be Adobe certified associates in as many softwares as possible. We will work towards your Adobe certification in Photoshop, Premiere, and After Effects. Students will also have the opportunity to earn credentials in other softwares based off doing projects like their passion projects. So that really allows you to have a lot of flexibility and creativity to make this class exactly what you want it to be. There are not many required elements that you have to have when you come into this class. The main one is that you have an open mind to the creative process. I will have everybody establish a professional Gmail account. You're going to need a combination lock or a keyed lock so that you can store all of your lab kit materials in your locker and they can be secured and safe from day to day. And then it's very helpful if you guys could come to class with a 3-ring binder, a spiral notebook, a 2-pocket folder, colored pencils, and writing utensils. The reason for colored pencils is because we do a lot of storyboarding and brainstorming activities, which require you to be in color because color is an essential part of the design process. All of these materials can also be kept in your locker inside the classroom, so you don't have to take them home each and every day. There is a $175 lab fee for your junior year, and this can be paid over time, but it provides you with all of the tools needed for your toolbox. So it gives you the professional over-the-ear headphones that are balanced. It gives you your SD cards, your USB flash drives, and it covers a lot of contest entry fees and workshops that we might have. Now, the lab fee, the nice thing with that is all of that equipment that you're buying stays with you. So when you graduate, you take that with you. The main reason for the lab fee is because we as a Career Center provide all of the really expensive professional grade equipment. Like our cameras are all $3,000 or more. Our production switcher is 6 figures. So that control room is a lot of money. So with that being said, we don't expect the students to have that equipment. We just expect them to be able to have the SD cards and whatnot that are needed for the using of that equipment. It is recommended, though not required, for students to have a smartphone with video camera capability, internet access outside of class, access to a computer outside of class with the internet, and a driver's license or access to public transportation. The reason for the phone is a lot of times when we're doing videos, students will want to get footage off outside of campus. The primary way that they can do that is by using their phones. The main reason for internet access outside of class is for collaboration, so that they can do their storyboards and their brainstormings with their classmates. The other thing is, as a part of the Career Tech program, all students in our media arts programs will have access to free Adobe licenses at home. So as long as you have a computer that can run the Adobe software, for the next 2 years, you're gonna have access to that software for free. In the driver's license, we get presented with a lot of opportunities for students to do outside work for clients, and students have to be able to provide their own transportation for that. And so that is the main reason for having access to public transportation or a valid driver's license. We don't have any official textbooks, but we do use some text content books that are to help us learn the Adobe software. Those books are available in class, and the books are also available for you to get on Amazon if you'd like to have one yourself. The students are also going to be assigned a Gmetrics account and an Edmentum account, and those allow us to do online virtual education and get you ready for your industry certification exams. Other than that, all of the content is delivered by and created by myself and will be posted on the class Google Drive that students and parents can have access to. Just a little bit about my teaching method. Very rarely will I stand up and lecture to the class. So probably only 5% of the class over the next year will be with me giving a lecture. Then about 20% of the class is learning the new software. So I will teach the software to you, and you will do it on your computer that you're assigned. And we'll learn a little bit, and then you'll do a project. And we'll learn a little bit, and you'll do a project. About 50% of the class is projects or contests. And about 25% is group work. So you have to be willing to work with other people. You will sometimes get to pick your own groups, and sometimes I will pick them for you, because that mimics the job field. When you go in and have a job, you don't get to pick who you work with. You just have to be able to work with everybody. So that's something we work on, which also aligns with our Strand 1 from the state. We are going to use a lot of different Adobe softwares, and the Adobe softwares are the main tool that we use to create our professional works. One more thing about my general instruction mindset: I don't teach you how to think. I want the students to come and they have to think for themselves. I will give them all the creative freedom that I can provide. I will teach them the fundamental skills on how to do the software and how to use the equipment, but they have to bring the creativity. That is an essential part of our industry, and so it's one that I really find enjoyable to try to foster in students, is breaking away from that doing whatever the teacher tells me to do. I want students to think for themselves and create for themselves. A majority of our assessments will be project-based. That allows me to actually see what you, the student, know how to do. I care more about what you're able to do than what you're able to tell me on a test. While we will have some paper pencil tests, most of those will tie towards our industry certifications, with the goal of you earning up to 3 of those certifications. So your grades will come from 5 categories: your professionalism points, your very limited homework. Most of your homework will have to do with certification test preparation and to do with your pre-production for graphic design and for video. Those are the things I expect to be done at home. So parents, you're not going to see a lot of homework per se coming home. It's going to be more the beginning stages of the creative process with brainstorming and storyboarding and the meticulous studying for their industry certification exams. A majority of your grade is going to come from projects, very few exams, and I do, to help maintain that students are comprehending things appropriately, I do tend to grade students' notes. This helps them and it helps me. It makes sure that I'm able to know that they have gotten the content that they need to get. So this is a rough estimate of a grading scale. As you can see, a majority of it falls with projects and presentations. Every project, the students will stand up in front of the class and present them and defend their project. This is to get students ready for contests that we will compete in, and it's also to get students ready for the industry. When you are working for a client, you have to be able to go and present and defend your product to them and win them over. So that's what we're really starting to work with. All of our grading does follow the Columbus City Schools grading policy and grading scale. And here is a ballpark rough draft of how we will spend our time. You can see this chart is laid out by unit, learning objectives, how the student will be assessed, assignments that'll be given, and assignment due dates. This is a rough estimate. I base my class and pace my class on my students. Some things will take our students longer than others. So this is just a rough estimate, but as you can see, we cover a lot of content and we move really fast. So that means that it is essential that students are at school at Career Center every day. Missing 1 day of Career Center is like missing 3 days in a row at your home high school. And you're not necessarily able to make this work up outside of the walls of our classroom. So attendance is essential. We work hard, but we have a lot of fun. So students don't tend to mind coming to class. The attendance policy is, like I said, that students are expected to be in school on time, ready to work every day. We do not waste time in our class. There's too much to cover for that to happen. If a student must miss because they are sick or have a doctor's appointment, they will need a note from the doctor and or their parent. I will give them, as part of their professionalism points, 10 days of excused absences throughout the school year. So from a professionalism point standpoint, I will give them 10 days where they can claim an absence to get those points. I do that to mimic, again, the job field. We don't get an unlimited number of days that we can be sick from our jobs without having consequences. So that is the primary focus on that. And even with excused absences, I can't continue to delay the project due dates. So if a student is absent due to illness or whatever, we have to work really closely on how, and together on how we can get that student caught up. We work really hard with all students' IEPs as well. So keep that in mind, that when I'm giving projects, I've actually already accounted for the extended time that a student who does or does not have an IEP may need. And then students that don't have an IEP or don't need the extended time to fulfill the basic project, they use that time to expand on their projects and make it even better. So again, we don't waste time, we have fun, and we work hard. I have one main rule. My main rule is respect. If you respect yourself, meaning you don't talk down to yourself, you're encouraging to yourself, you're always working your hardest. If you respect others, and if you respect the property, then we're gonna have a great 2 years together. I have to be able to build a lot of trust with you guys, because to effectively shoot videos, I need to be able to send you out all over campus to shoot. And with that comes a lot of trust and a lot of respect. So with that, we build on that so that when we get to the point of doing video, I can trust you to go out and do what is expected. I will have the students and guardians sign this at the start of next year. Some of this will change, so don't worry about printing it and signing it prior to the start of the year. Another couple things I want to go over are my project descriptions. So if you go to the Google site, you'll be able to see some examples that the students have done. With that, I like to show you guys how I assign projects. So this project is the color wheel project. I lay out what the description is, so what you must include. And then I like to give tips for success. So students going into each project will know exactly what their expectations are. They will see projects from years past, and they will know what is being expected of them. However, the creativity and the visually appealing design, that all comes from the students. We do not use things off Google, so students will be taught how to build their own graphics and their own videos. And so we don't commit copyright infringement by using other people's work. We use our own. You'll also be able to see a sample rubric for how students will be evaluated. Every project has a custom rubric that the students will be given, and they will know, again, what is expected of them and how they're going to be graded. The last thing I want to touch on really quickly is the rated R permission slip. Film analysis is a huge part of video production. And so throughout the next 2 years, we will do quite a bit of film analysis, and we use critically acclaimed movies, so movies that have won awards. Unfortunately, a majority of movies that have won awards are rated R. I would need a signed permission slip from your parent or guardian that you're allowed to watch these rated R movies in class. We will never watch a movie that's rated R for sexual content, and if at any point you or your student are uncomfortable with the movie that is being shown, an alternate assignment can always be given. But this really allows us the flexibility to look at the videos that are going to help your student improve when they're making their own. When we talk about professionalism points, students have the ability to earn 5 points a day. And every day we start with 5. So if the student is on class, on time, ready to work, they've earned that point. If they're respectful to others and themselves, they will also earn a point. Phones are expected to be put up in the phone cubbies at the start of each class. Students will only use their phones during class if it is needed for note-taking or as directed by the instructor. but phones will be expected to be put away every day. And then you earn points for being active participants and active listeners. So are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And are you listening to others and listening to instructions? And so that is how you earn your professionalism points each day. The biggest thing before I go that I want to make sure I share is this is a very creative class. So to be successful in the television and film class, you get out of it what you put in it. So the harder you work and the more creative and more challenging you are for yourself, the better your products are going to be in the end. And my goal is just to take you as far as I can and get you ready for the next step in this career. You'll see on the website that I have a contacts page. So I am able to be contacted via email as well as via phone. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. And I really look forward to meeting all of you guys at the start of the year. Bye.